Hi, PeriPeri here again. Today I'm going to be doing a taste test of a Trinidad 7Pod Jonah. You can see the packet over here. There we go. This is from bootjolokia.net. Can I open the packet and have a wee smell? Ah, that is delicious. That is absolutely divine. It's rich and it just smells Moorish. Sun-dried tomatoes and chilies, but a really strong smell. Really, you just want to sink your teeth into these babies. Not going to eat the whole packet, but certainly going to give one of these a go. So let me just reach in there and get a nice pod out. That one's a little bit broken. These are dried pods. But let me just show it there. Coming out a lot lighter on the screen. These are a lovely orange red color. Stems are still on these. They're actually very large. I imagine these are very large pods when they're in their raw state, but obviously these have been dried, so they would have shrunk a little bit, but still these are, in comparison to the other dried pods that I've eaten, are huge. Let's just have a wee listen. A fair few seeds in there, but yeah, really a delicious, really one of the nicest smelling dried pods I've smelt so far. So yeah, I really want to give this one a go. Without further ado, I'm going to chew on this one for a little while, swallow it, and yeah, try and give you guys a feedback on what these pods taste like. This one here, I don't know exactly how hot it is. 7Pod Jonah, I imagine probably around about the 1,000,000 Scoville heat unit mark. But yeah, bottoms up. Bursting with flavour. The heat's already setting in. Actually, surprisingly, quite a few seeds in there. Try and get that out of my teeth. That is incredibly tasty. I am thoroughly here comes the hiccups. Thoroughly enjoying this one. It's giving me already quite a really pleasant overall glow. Here comes the hiccups. There they are. At the moment, the heat is beginning to build on the roof of the tongue, the roof of the mouth. Oops. And yeah, mainly actually the top of the tongue. But loads and loads of flavour in those pods. I wouldn't say fruity. Sorry. Yeah, tears are beginning to flow. Hiccups. Yes. The roof of the mouth and the tongue really Heat beginning to build, but flavoursome, very, very flavoursome. It's got that typical 7-pod bite to it, but a very nice, sweet, sun-dried tomato. Sun-dried tomato, paprika kind of taste to it. Very, very nice. As you can see, the tears are flowing. Wow, that is hot. Certainly giving me a case of the hiccups. But yeah, an absolutely enjoyable flavour. I don't rate the 7-pod incredibly high, although I did particularly enjoy the douglas. I thought that was an incredibly good tasting chili. And this one actually, which I think is quite phenomenal. It's certainly creating a stir with the old eyes, but I think, I think that may be more the hiccups than anything else. But yeah, it's now hit the stomach. It's creating a bit of a stir there on the diaphragm. Not at this stage as hot as I would say the 7-pod or the Moruga or even the douglas. I think this one is a little bit below, but the heat is still building. It's got my nose running now. The top of the gums, I have never had that before. It's managing to create quite a low on the top of the gums. Yeah, this is very, 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 very hot, but not as hot as the douglas, Moruga, or the butch tea. Really very enjoyable actually. Obviously you wouldn't eat a pod like this on its own. I'm doing this for taste test purposes, but really packs a lot of flavour. And even now with this burn in my mouth, my mouth is circulating those flavours. I'm salivating. Very nice. And as I swish this around in my mouth, that heat just keeps on coming. Slowly, the heat has dissipated on the front top part of the tongue. It's still biting on the roof of the mouth, but slowly it's beginning to create a glow at the back of the throat, which we all know is really a sign of a incredibly hot chili. It's getting there. It's getting there. It is burning at the back of the throat. I wouldn't say it's on the same level as burning hot coals, but it's creating a nice glow in the back of the throat. This would be an awesome chili to put into a curry or a stew. It's hard to imagine what it would be like fresh, but with this much flavour in a dried pod, I would imagine that they do have a lot of flavour when they are fresh pods. Ooh, it's decided to come back for a second helping on the roof of the tongue. Yeah, a hot chili. I think it's beginning to ease off now. It has created quite a healthy sweat on me. That mouth has still got a lovely, lovely glow. I wouldn't say it's over the top. I wouldn't say it is unbearable. I wouldn't say it is going to kill somebody if they eat it. It's not one of those killer chilies, but it is definitely over the million Scoville heat unit mark. As I say, I don't know how hot it is. But the point of this exercise is the taste, not the heat. And I'd like to go back to that because those flavors are still awesome. They're still there in my mouth. They're incredible. And I will certainly use this chili for cooking in the future because it really does impart a very nice flavor, very strong flavor to the mouth, and I'm sure it would do the same to your stew or any kind of curry. You would use it sparingly, I would imagine, because this is, as I say, a very, very hot pod, but one that is really generating a nice. It's not on the side of the mouth. It is very much there. The glow is weighted on the roof of the palate going backwards. And at the beginning, the tongue, certainly very much the tongue. Nothing underneath, a little bit of something happening there on the gums, which for me was a first, I have to say. But really generating quite a healthy glow, overall sweat, and obviously jerking the glands there a little bit. Nose is running, eyes are running. But as I say, you wouldn't really use a whole pod or eat a whole pod on its own. Totally awesome chili. Certainly one that I would put into some cooking. Yeah. So that's me, PeriPeri. I don't want to keep this going. So that's me signing off. Over and out. Go get yourself some 7Pod Jonahs. Okay. Cheerio.